Hello, this is Cuberized, and welcome to my Craftoria Let's Play. At the end of the last episode, we were working on occultism, and I have made one more achievement here in the quest book. All you need for this is a knife, any knife, and you just put something there, and yes, so I have a bunch of knives. All I had to do was put one of these in my inventory, and that worked. So I think I even still have them. Yeah, I used flint. You can use anything you want. And I will even put this down here. So that got me that quest. Looking at, speaking of the quests, I was missing something. You need an infused pickaxe to be able to mine the ore. So I was finding it correctly with this. I just couldn't mine it because I didn't have the pickaxe. And to do the pickaxe, you need either this particular ritual or this one. We haven't made any ritual drawings yet. We haven't even made chalk yet. Haste here. So I'm going to need to do that. So I'm going to need to work my way down through the chalk. The other thing is we're going to need to make some of these books. And these books take blue, purple, yellow, and green dye. So we can use plants to get that. That's fine. This can be made from cactus. And all you'd have to do to see, for example, if you wanted to make green dye, here's green dye, and it'll tell you, well, hey, if you have blue and yellow, you can make green. But you can also get it from a variety of other things, including cooking cactus. So I have put some cactus in over at my original base. Over here. Yes, so I have cactus here in and amongst the sugarcane. And this stuff grows like crazy on SNAD, and I'm not even over here to keep these things chunk loaded, and it just goes crazy. So that'll take care of that, but with the other ones, we're going to create a couple of machines to be able to assist with that. And they are mechanism machines. And looking here at the quests, also are on the quest list conveniently. So one of them is the where is it at here? This one, Pigment extractor, and the other one. So what we're looking for here again is the pigment extractor, so we can remove color off of something, and the painting machine, so we can actually transfer the color. And so let's make those. Wrong box. Let's do it down here. So the pigment, there it is, mechanism, pigment extractor. Need to make the casing first. And I'm going to go with, I probably need to make 2 of these. One for each machine. So here is the pigment extractor. And then the other one is the painting. This one, painting machine. And don't know if I don't have that dye base. but it's easy to make because it's just sawdust, and we have a lot of sawdust because we use it for cardboard boxes and other things. So that's easy enough to make. And then go back to this. So there we go. We have both things. And let me look for, is it cable? Yes, it's cable, but I do not think I don't have all the, and I can spell cable right. Oh, it's going to be that kind of a day. All right, so this is that, which is that, which is this, which is that. So let's start with that. And then upgrade, hopefully. And upgrade again. Oh, I don't have the blue thing. This is a reinforced alloy, which is an infused over diamond. Okay. And I have plenty of infused, so let me 2, 3, 4. Just because I know I'm going to need more of these. So over here, I have these listed, so let's put these in here, and let's there we go. That'll be done. Okay. So goes there. And then to get to the purple, I need a purple. Do I have one? Yes, I do. And there we go. All right. So, I'm running out of wall space. Yeah, I'm going to crawl behind the wall. I'll be right back. I'm going to go through my secret door and run down here and make wall space and put out power. I'll be right back. Okay, I've snuck behind. It's raining outside, by the way. In game, that is. And there we go. So the pigment extractor will take an item and strip it of its dye, and then we can have it go into here, and then we can put an item in here and it will apply it. So what we can do is that dye base that I just had, that I think I put away. Yep, let me go grab it. Yes, the dye base here. And I don't have much in the way of any dye right now. Put the dye base in here. And let's say I have, so I need blue, yellow, purple, and green. Blue. So I have some light blue carpet. I have blue carpet. Okay, so let's take the blue carpet and let's make some more dye base. Probably should favorite that. And then let's make a bunch. I need to make more. Oh, okay. Well, I'll worry about that in a minute. Need to make more sawdust. So, I've got carpet that I don't need. And let's speed things up. I should probably just let myself cast haste. So I have finished the blue pigment here, and this is applying it off the carpeting. Whatever you put in here does get destroyed, so it's good for things like candles and wool and carpet and that type of stuff. I wouldn't put anything in here that you care about. But this is a nice way to make more, basically have dye from items as opposed to relying on finding a bunch of plants that you can use. Now blue is nice because you can also use lapis, but if I can use carpet that I don't need, why not, right? And let me... Okay, that should get things done sooner. And let me just cast this real quick and get this out of my way. Okay. So I had enough for, I put in 20 pieces of carpet. I got 20 units of dye, and I now have 20 blue dye. So, and we can do that with, as I said, anything. Do I have anything else that's blue that I want to do that with? No, not true blue. Okay. But I can check and see what I have in terms of yellow. See, I've got carpet there. And purple. See, here I have a wool and carpet and concrete and a banner and a bunch of candles. So before I even get into the plants. And the last one was green. Again, carpet, candles. I'm not sure if it would do the bed or not. Yeah. So we can always try it with that if we don't want to use the cactus. I will try it with the green bed just to see if it does. No, it won't go in. The candles go in. Carpeting will go in. Okay, so that's if you're picking up odds and ends, it's a great way to recycle and get rid of some things you don't want and get some things you do want. If you wanted to paint, say, carpeting, and you had white carpeting, or say you have an abundance of purple things and not so much of yellow, instead of actually making it into yellow dye, if I wanted to actually make, say, more yellow carpet, I can just put in white carpet and or make more purple carpet. I can do that by just putting in white carpet and then feeding through whatever color I want to color it. So that's how this works, and it's a pretty easy thing to do. You can actually pipe in as well. So yeah. Oh, there's green still in there. And there's yellow in here. I may have just... Oops. Yeah, because it won't go out. Yeah. And I need more. I think there's a way to flush this. don't think. Yeah, and I think these things keep inventory. Okay, let me, I don't think I have anything else that's yellow other than dye, which doesn't really help because I don't want to change a dye into a dye, and this I don't think makes, yeah, it makes light gray, so that won't help. How do I get yellow? Yeah, things I don't have. I already checked for sunflower. I do not have that. Yellow bell pepper, coffee beans. I might have coffee beans. I do. I also have these kind of coffee beans. So, again, a way to get what I need. With this, though, with the green still being in there, I don't think this works, because I think it's smart enough to hold on to its inventory. Yep. I thought there was a way. Let's see. And I do not think, yeah, because there's not enough in there for that. I will figure out how to clear this, because I think there's a way to do that. But the good news is I can, nope, it makes yellow, but I can't convert it. I can't pull the color out. Well, that's good to know. At least I can convert it directly into yellow. But as I said, if you have different sorts of blocks that you don't need, especially carpeting and that type of thing, you can always try to pull the color off and make it just dye. Also saves some amount of space if you can take random odds and ends and strip the color. But as I said, we're going to need that for occultism. And the good news is I actually got rewards here. I got some glass and speed upgrade, which is good. Neither of which I need at the moment. I'll just stick all the stuff in here. So the other thing we need to do, got 2 speed upgrades, that's nice, for the occultism is to go, let's go down to my occultism level. So I've set up a chest here, and I can put the book on top in the frame. What I have done between episodes is I made a bunch more trees and then cut them down. I made a few more of these because I'm growing dream fruit. So I'm able to craft the essence, and then I take the essence and I'm able to toss it into the spirit fire and make this stuff here, which is very handy. I also have a bunch of oak saplings that I threw in here, and they've now been converted to the saplings that'll create this otherworldly log. So what we're going to do is we are going to make chalk. And what else did I get here? Oh, speed upgrade. Nice. Okay, we'll take it. Free things. It's always good. And that's off. Okay. Alright, so chalk is where we're at. So the first chalk we need to make is white. And with any of these chalks, they start off impure. To purify them, you throw them in the fire. So we're going to need otherworld ashes, and to do that we're going to need some of our logs that we throw into the fire to make ash. And so I'm going to take a whole stack of these and make hopefully, yeah, I think it went right into my backpack. Here it is, otherworldly ashes. And then I'm going to need this chalk base dust. And so what you do is you take your otherworldly stone and you smelt it twice. So I've got this, and I will take this and go back up and smelt it twice. So and to speed things up here, okay. I do need to make an energized smelter, and while we're doing that, I will do that. I will make the energized smelter. It's also a mechanism thing, and I haven't made it yet. I've been just using the really large base. That's smelting factory. That's it. Energized smelter, which takes one of these, which I know I do not have. Oh, I don't even have that. Okay. Remind me how to make steel. Yeah, but there's something else. It's, yes, that. So it's enriched iron through coal, and enriched iron is just iron through coal, or through carbon. So I need some iron. So let me take a stack of that, and we can work on that. There's carbon. And I have a lot here, so I should be okay. Aye, haste again. I need to switch that and not make it my keybind. Anytime I right click, I've got it casting spells. And ta-da! That's done. And then this can go through here. And there we go. Alright. Energized Smelter. And I will put that in somewhere. At some point. Important thing is I made it. I will put it someplace in the way. There. So I will remember to put it down. Yeah, so the polished needs to be gone through again. paste myself again. Oh, and while we're waiting for that, let's take a look at points I have left here. So any of the white ones, this is spell power, that's good. This is mana regen. Mana regen, spell resistance. This is also spell resistance, and this will get me out to other things. So let's take this one. Ideally, I want to have this whole thing filled in. So this, I have 1 point. Do I want Ender Magic Power or Ender Magic Power? Let's take Ender Magic Power. Combat, I don't have any, and mining is just ridiculous how much points I have in that. Alright, here we go. So we're back to making chalk. This is reversible, so it doesn't matter how you put this in there. So that is the recipe for impure white chalk. Now, to make the other colors, because we're going to need yellow, purple, gray, the whole thing, is you make, so this is light gray, gray, black, brown, red. They all start with this white chalk. So with that in mind, I'm going to, oops, that is not, and there we go. I have lots of white chalk. So let's go back to the occultism area because we need to purify one of these. When you're making the other colors, you make the impure ones and then you purify. So we have one here that I'm going to toss in. Yes, it went into my bag. So it's, no, it didn't, hold on. It probably got snatched up before it could do its thing. There we go. So the purified chalk looks like this. So to make the other colors, so there's white. We'll get to that in a second. So chalk. And this is even the wrong, okay, wrong chalk, but okay, so here's all of them. These are the unpure versions. Just so there's all 16 colors. They're all, and these are all of the purified ones. So this has, you know, different things. But there is a rainbow chalk, which is something that we hopefully can make, which is why I've made some of these extras, so we can get away from the individual colors. And there's, whoops, that's the impure one. There's also this void chalk. To make the void chalk, and why we'd want to make it, is to make the rainbow chalk, you either have to do this craziness, or you just craft a void chalk, and in a crafting table you can make it into rainbow chalk. So it's a lot easier than this. Because you not only do you need all these special, you know, this particular ritual, but you need all these dishes and all these chalks and everything else. And yeah, if we can make the void, and the void is made with just 4 chalk, white, light gray, gray, and black, and a chalk brush using the same thing here. So you can save a lot of chalk colors. The chalk brush is actually something we need to make. So let's also make that. Chalk brush. So there's the chalk brush. And if you look in here, we've got our first, you don't get any rewards, but we did it, which is important. And then we got the chalk brush. So to make things easier, if you end up accidentally putting something down, chalk down, and then you realize either you don't have enough room, or it's in the wrong spot, or it's the wrong color, you can use the brush and it just wipes it away. Otherwise you have to break it, and generally that involves breaking the block beneath it, and this is just easier. Tallow is what is used to make the candles, and candles are used as part of the setup of the different rituals. You will need candles of some kind, and if you haven't picked them up anywhere, you're going to need to make tallow to make these candles. And plus it's part of this request. To get tallow, you have to kill an animal with a knife, and that's what this is for. So we're going to go do that in a minute. We're going to try to make some more of this chalk first. So chalk, let's try to make the colors in somewhat of an order as they appear in the quest book. So yellow is another one we need. I need gold dust and glowstone. I don't have gold dust because I need to enrich some raw gold. So I will go do that, and while I do that, I will also go kill a cow with a knife. So if you're sensitive to the killing of animals, just don't watch this next part after let's get some gold here. I have lots of raw gold, and we'll make this into gold dust. And that will do its thing, and I will now go, and that's on the other side. I've mixed some of the plants up here as well. I'm doing carrots and potatoes and wheat and flax and some other things. So I should have cows down here. Yes, I have a designated cow that I'm going to chase. I don't know if that counted or not. We'll see. And yes, I got tallow. And I got some other thing. I don't know why I got that, but this stuff. So I got raw beef, that for some reason, and tallow. I got the tallow, and I should be able to claim this reward, and I get more tallow. If you can make a tallow block, but to make a large candle, you just need a string and one of these pieces of tallow. And these are significantly larger. It's hard to tell there, but it is. You can also trade to the bee queen from the Bumble Zone. Trade her candles for other candles. Not only can you trade her non-candles to get candles, but you can trade her candles to get different candles. So, something to keep in mind. Which we have to go there and get her at some point. We also haven't been to the Twilight Forest. And there's bosses over there to kill. And so that'll be fun. I say loosely. That's still going. That can go as much as it needs. And let's create our yellow. So there it is, and I can purify it. And then we're going to need a purple. Purple needs obsidian dust, and which is a crusher with obsidian if I don't already have it. Purple. No, I don't have any of it. Crushed end stone. Okay, so let's get some end stone. And we'll get some obsidian. I don't need that much, because this actually generates a lot. And let's, yeah, crush this and speed this up. And then let's do some end stone in the crusher. I think it's crushed, right? Maybe not. Oh, I may need him. Yeah. I can't do it in a regular crusher. Okay. Disappointing. That really is the only ways to make it. Okay, we're gonna have to, well, we need to do this anyway. So, okay. Alright, well, we'll get to it then. Anything else that we can make? Here, let's put this stuff away. We'll purify the yellow. Purple is out of our reach. What is the next one? Just because of the end stone. So here's purple, so I should be able to do light gray, and then gray, and then I think black. So light gray is silver and iron, and crushed calcite, and crushed calcite also needs this. Okay, we are then done for the moment. Let me get this out of here. And let's go back to the occult level, and let's purify our yellow. And there's yellow. And in fact, let's do this. All right, so I need to get the book. There it is. So with this book, I'm going to try to make my very first, and it actually, is that? No, we don't get any rewards for that. What are we? Oh, mechanism. We did the Energized Smelter. Raw gold. Nice. Okay, so we're going to do our first drawing a pentacle. And we're going to need our sacrificial bowls and our golden ritual bowl, which we will make. So the first one is, oh, and we did this already. This is the about the, yeah. So this is the white chalk we've already made. And of course it goes through how to make that and purify it. And this is our first thing we can make, is this circle. In fact, I am going to grab a sign. Of some shape here. Let's grab a bunch. And we are going to put a sign up so we know which ritual this is. And I'm going to kind of go this way, I guess. We'll see how well this fits in this space. All right. So with the book, what you can do is when you're looking at a particular design that you want to be able to draw, it will give you a template to help you follow along. So with this, if I say, because you can't really tell what you're looking at here because it's tiny, show multi-block, and I can kind of sort of, if you look at, you can kind of see white marks on the ground as I move it around. So yeah, I should be able to get it in right here. Did I leave it? Yes, I did. Okay. So it fits in this space. This is the smallest one. It's also the easiest one because it only takes white chalk. And if you look at it, it says white chalk, and then this will say different candles. So you just need some kind of candle. It doesn't matter. And then this is where your golden ritual bowl goes, which we need to craft. So let's do that. And it won't be up there because I haven't crafted them yet. So here's our golden ritual bowl, which is a sacrificial bowl, which we need to make anyway, and I don't have any of that in there. And because I did what I did, I'm going to need more. I've got 2 more here. That's other stone, that's calcite. Calcite's not what I want. I actually need andesite, which should be here. I'm going to make a bunch of this. You take the andesite, you throw it in there, and you get back a whole bunch of other stone. So here we will make a sacrificial bowl, and then we're going to surround it with gold. And where did my sacrificial bowl go? Oh, it got cleared. Okay. And then there's the ritual bowl. Now what you can do, especially if you don't have a lot of the other stone or have a lot of gold, you can, when you make your next chalk drawing, you can pick this up and move it to whatever you need to move it to the next drawing. But you'd have to move it back when you go to use this one again. So you can literally pick these things up and keep moving them. Eventually you probably want to have one for every diagram, unless you don't think you're going to use it anymore. And I need candles. Candles was the next thing I was going to get. I have a bunch of varieties. I do not have any of the big ones yet. We can actually make it. Did I put the tallow in? Did I put the tallow in here? Yes, I did. Let's make 4 candles. 4 big candles. I need string. Yep, and I don't have string. I have it, oi, here. But you can use large or small, it does not matter. Might as well make all 8. Okay, and since, yeah. So to place these down, and let me grab regular candles so you can see the difference in size. Because it looks like these are huge and that these are tiny, but it's actually the reverse. So, and I'm just putting this down as a, hey, this is how big this is. So here's white candles, regular white candles. These guys are like that. They're pretty big. And of course, if you want to color these, you can. If you trade them with the Bee Queen, you can get all kinds of colors. But these are just plain white ones. And again, it doesn't matter what color the candles are. And then again, we just do the chalk markings. And these do look a little weird because of what the stone and wood is underneath it. Oops, that's haste. Yeah, that's right. And here and here. And yes, I just got the achievement. It is done. And again, it's really hard to see this. If I wanted to get rid of this, I'd have to sit here for a while, and the brush would just wipe it away. So if I decide, whoa, wait, that's a little too close over here, I wanted to move it a little bit, or if I, basically accidentally slap down one of these chalk in a place it's not supposed to be, like it's not supposed to be there, I can actually take this and just wipe it right off. So it's handy. Okay. And this pink stuff I think is wool. So if I remove this wool block, it breaks the rune. So that's the other way to get it to be removed. But yeah, especially if you're doing this and you've got a bunch of quartz or stone or whatever underneath of it, it's nice to be able to just do things with the design without actually having to break the blocks. And so now that we've done this, we want to do our first ritual. Where did I lose occultism at? There it is. Okay, so we've made our chalk. This is our first ritual. I need to make 6 sacrificial bowls, which is easy enough to do because it's just with this. And as you can see with this chalk, it's taking durability. It's going to use up. You have a certain number of things and then you're done. Which is why you have to make more chalk, which is why it's kind of handy to be able to, have the rainbow chalk. And actually, for that, I'm going to put this in here as well, and I'll keep this here. But since I'm making things, let me put this in there. Okay, so I have my sacrificial bowls, and anything else here? No? Okay. So we've got the check mark here, so now we want to, there's all these things we can now do just with this one. But we need to get the crusher. So when I looked at being able to crush endstone, so this is the crushed endstone powder, which I need. When you see this crushing occultism, what you're doing is you're going to summon this crusher. You can do better crushers, but this is the intro guy, who's the lowest tier, who's the easiest to summon. So that is where we're going to go, is to get this. So what we need to do this to get this completed, if you will, is we need a bound book. Well, to make a bound book, you need this book. And well, actually what we can do is we can do an unbound book. So these books here, this is the lowest level, and then it goes up. So this is the highest level, and then there's 4 total levels. So I need to make one of these blue books. And to make a blue book, you need one of these, I don't know, book of binding. And a book of binding is one of these books here, something here tossed into the flame. One of the easier ones is a book and quill. If you have a written book or an enchanting book that you don't want, you can use those. Chances are you're not going to use any of these to throw into the flame to make the book. So let me show you here. Let's do book. So I do have book and quill. So I have a bunch of these. So I will grab 2 of those, and let's do, I'm going to look for a cursed book, a cursed enchantment book. And you can do that by doing this. And so here I have Curse of Exposure, Deficiency, so all these different curses. Not going to be using them at all, but I will grab a couple randomly. I have a lot of these. And so we're going to go ahead and check this out, and let me make sure that this is off. It is. Okay. Alright, so book and quill. And enchantment book. Alright, so if I look, I should have, here they are, 4 books. Book of Binding, empty. So we take the empty book of binding, and we want to make one of these. So we circle it with blue, and that's one of the reasons why we were doing our the 2 mechanism machines, the pigment extractor and the painter, is to be able to get different colors, is to make these books. Well, one of many reasons. It's also nice to be able to recycle things. So if I look at, did I make blue? I made blue. Yay for me. I made blue. And then I put one of these books in here. And I get a book of binding. And I think this is called Foliot. I may be pronouncing that differently than you do, but that's it there. And this is then, we put this with the Dictionary of Spirits, and then it's bound. So we take the book, we put it with the Dictionary of Spirits, which is our instruction manual, and we get a bound book, which should get us yes, and then we actually need to summon him. So to do, I got so many things popping up here. To do that, they crush things. So let me go to the actual, go back to the book. So many different achievements. So we're trying to do, this is all the things that you can do, and these are all the little segues in the quest book about doing the crusher or the lumberjack or the trader. So we're going to do the crusher, and we're going to crush ores with it, and we're also going to crush endstone with it, and that's why we need it. And he's the basic one. So I'm going to need iron, silver, gold, and copper to put in the 4 bowls. Now, that's what these are for. And again, these, there's no, you have to put them close enough to here. So if you put them within a few blocks, it should be close enough. If it's not, it will complain. And again, it doesn't really matter where you put them per se, as long as they are close and they're not on the chalk, and of course can't be on the candle. So this works. Yeah. So that's where I needed the 4 bowls, and I am going to do, let's see, I should have, let's see. Oh, dang. Helps if I actually, so there's my silver ingot. I think for whatever reason it wanted that as well. And then iron. Copper and gold. We are going to have this here in just a moment. There's that, and this, and gold. Another reason not to use up all of your ores immediately is you might need something somewhere along the way. So put these in the sacrificial bowls. These 2. And then we put this here. And if you see the little purple particles, it means that it's doing something. You don't have to flick a wand or anything. It just takes off and starts going once everything's in place, and it'll disappear from the bowl as it makes progress. So it's doing its thing. The reason we wanted to use a bound book is so that the foliot, when it's summoned, is bound to me so it doesn't do anything weird. That's the whole part of this occultism, is summoning things that are bound to you to do your bidding with whatever that means. In this case, we're doing a crusher. And it takes a moment, and the dun-dun-dun-dun, We're gonna get somebody here. There he is! Best friends forever. So here he is. This is the guy we summoned. And yeah, that's a horrible name. But Yingmeven. Okay, we're gonna go with that. So if I now pull up my end stone, I won't need much, but I can then give him, I believe it's a right click. Nope, that's me casting a spell. Now let's try that again. Nope, that was not it. Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. Let me figure out. I can't remember how to give him. Maybe I just toss it at him? Yep, I toss it at him. So he's got it. Now he should be able. He's a crusher. That's his job. He should crush that. Literally. And I think I need. I think it was. I'll give him 4. That'll be more than enough. I'll put this away and he will crush. Oh, see, there he is. He already crushed one for me. And there was some, I needed, was it obsidian crushed for the other chalk? So light gray needed, crushed calcite, iron, and silver. And then the purple needed obsidian and endstone. Let's go back to chalk. And I think the only way to get the obsidian was using this guy. Now I can do it that way. So if a machine can do it, I'd rather have the machine do it because, yeah, he is not the fastest thing. But he does his job, and he's already finished with those 4 pieces. And calcite. Let's do, I should have calcite in here. Nope. Calcite. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will give him an obsidian. I might as well. Yep, so he's got all of the things. And I don't think I have a healing spell, but let me look. No, I don't. But I want to heal him. Yeah, and so he just gives it back to you. So here's my stuff. And I will go ahead and make the next chalk. That needs obsidian, and I only got 1. Does this make more in here? Oh yeah, 1 will make me 4. Another good reason to use a machine and not him is I get more out of it. But is he working on the? Did it come back to me? Sandstone, obsidian. No, I think he's got it. So he will do his thing and give stuff back to me, and I will make this gray chalk as soon as he gives me the calcite. There it is. And I don't have this, iron dust and silver dust, which is probably a crusher, I hope. And enrichment chamber crusher. Yeah, I can crush or enrich if it's either way. So thank you, Guy. You stay here. I'm going to run back up and run some things through the machine. And obsidian, I want one more, two more. All right. So let's, oh, sorry, enrichment. Crusher is this. And anything else I want to enrich or crush? That. All right. So purple. And light gray. And then the dark, or the regular gray is white with gray paste. And gray paste is this, which is a different ritual. Let's see, back in here. How about lime? The lime chalk is emerald dust, slime ball. Okay, emerald dust is hopefully a crusher, yes. And this is another ritual. So reasons to make the rituals is to get to the other chalks to make more rituals. So if we go down to occultism, we have this one all set. He's happy. And the next, well, the thing you can do, the other things we can do here is, yep, we summoned him, and then we can actually then summon these as well. So there's a janitor, basically somebody who picks things up, somebody, this is sapling trader, which is similar to the market that we have upstairs. Lumberjack is exactly what it sounds like. Transporter, well, picks them up and puts them down. And then you've got another trader. So, yeah, so we can do all of these and have these guys around. But we also need to make some of these other designs. So that's what we're going to work on next time, and summoning more helpers in the occultism area. So that'll be good to have. Oh, and since I have these, I will go ahead and put that in there and that in there. So I now have these chalks, and this should, yep, I got those. So perfect. Yeah, you make the chalk, you don't actually get credit for making the chalk. But it's nice that it's keeping track of them for you, so you can kind of tell what happens next um, with this. These I was able to get to. This is the next one to make, and then if I have this and this, I can make this, and then I can make orange and red, and once I have red, I can make, and gray, I can make this black, and then blue is the last one. All right. That's it for this episode. So we did a couple of machines. We did 3 machines in mechanism. We've summoned our first guy, Foliot, and we set up our first diagram, including creating our own candles and making 4 pieces of chalk and a chalk brush. So we are on our way to be masters of the occult. I am Cuberized, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Uh, look, if you're looking forward to more, and you enjoyed this one, please give me a like. And for future content, please subscribe. For questions and comments, please put them below. I do read and reply to everything. Um, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Cuberized signing off. Take care. Bye.